Aloha, I am Taisei of Taisei Discovers here in studio with my brother Kenji in production. Without him, none of this would be possible. You know, by looking at the metrics, most critics would say that my next guest is way too undersized to make waves in professional football. At 5'7", at 180 pounds, on paper, this guy would get eaten up by most defensive, is what you think. However, he has set records in the NCAA for the most all-purpose yards in a season with 5,461 yards, single-game kick return yards at 342. Think about that. And most punt returns for touchdowns in a single season with 5, which is the NCAA record that is still tied with number 1 till this day. Chad, Mighty Mouse Owens, but also we have Rena, his wife. They were together since they were 12. We're going to get into all of that. Welcome to Taisei Discovers, my brother Chad.
Hey, bro. Thank you so much, bro. Thank you so much. This is amazing. Beautiful to be here. Thanks for that beautiful intro. Love what you guys are doing, man. Super special.
Thank you very much, man. And you know, it's been a long time coming because at our infancy, I was creating a list of people that I eventually would like to interview. You were on that list. I never reached out personally because it wasn't the time, you know what I mean? And you're a very busy guy as well. But a couple months ago, Mark Taleai called me or FaceTimed me from, I think it was like Jamba Juice or something.
Was it Aloha Cones or was it Jamba Juice?
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe Aloha Salads or Aloha Cones.
I think I was with him that day.
Because you like desserts.
Oh.
I don't. But what I do remember is that he was like, hey, brother Ty, I get somebody you got to interview. And little did he know that you were already on my list, but it also made me think, I think it's time. Yeah. So that's when I reached out to you and we set this up and you are here now, but not just by yourself, with your other half, Rena, as well. So I'm excited to talk to the both of you today. So brother, tell me, you look in tip-top shape. How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling amazing, bro. You know, I'm actually a pro bodybuilder now, right? I got my IFBB pro card last year.
Yep.
I'm currently 2.5 weeks out of my next competition, you know, and that's based on when, you know, this is going to air. But today, as we stand, you know, I'm 2.5 weeks out. We're going to be doing the Sasquatch Pro in Tacoma, Washington. It's 2026. Well, it was an Olympia qualifier, meaning if you win the show in the Open, you qualify for the Olympia. But they just changed the rules. So now they're going back to a point system where you have to win 2 shows or you participate in X amount of shows, accumulate X amount of points to qualify because there's just way too many guys.
Okay.
And then I'm also at the age where I can compete in the Masters division, 40 plus. You know, I'm 43. So this particular show, I'm going to be doing both the Masters division and the Open in the men's physique. So, you know, I'm excited about that. That's why I'm kind of at this point now where we're cutting. We're already sort of where we need to be as far as making the weight cap, because I do have to make a weight. And we're going to be, it looks like we're lined up, not looks like, we are lined up to be presenting our best package to date. You know, I started bodybuilding in 2021 and, you know, it was just something for me to sustain purpose when I go to the gym. I've always loved working out. I've been lifting weights since I was 14. And you talked about it in the intro, man, just, I'm not the biggest guy. So I had to find ways to create an edge and to find ways that I felt gave me an advantage. And that was, okay, I need to get as strong as I can be, maximize my size, maximize my strength so I can, you know, give myself the best chance. And I just got addicted to that process. And so now that I'm done playing professional football, I'm not going to stop training. I'm not going to stop working out. So being a bodybuilder, just, you know, and competing as a bodybuilder, just gave me that purpose in the gym, gave me structure, gave me discipline, gave me something to shoot for as an individual. Because at the end of the day, like, I still think everybody needs goals. Everybody needs the thing that challenges them, that fuels their fire. And for me, since I was 5 years old, it's been competing. And, you know, so that's just that's why I got into it. And I love it, man. I'm excited.
Well, that's interesting that you say that, because you did talk about bodybuilding, but not just bodybuilding. It's competing with the best of the best. And there's levels to this thing. You know, on the way up here, we were talking about Prime, and you said that you're in a different place mentally. And I was asking you if you're in your prime, as I was thinking in physical shape and whatnot. But tell me the difference in being in your prime physically and mentally.
Yeah, that's awesome. You asked that question, right? And I think when most people think about being in their prime, it's a certain age, it's in your 20s, early 30s. You know, you think about the physical, your peak prime performance. But man, the physical side is just one thing. It's a big side. It's needed in football and sports. Shoot, even in bodybuilding, like a 20-something, 30-year-old. Well, I'd say your 30s in bodybuilding, you're probably more in your prime because you need to build what's called muscle maturity. It takes years. And I've got a lot of muscle maturity because I've been lifting weights since I was 14. That's almost 30 years. Think about it.
Damn.
That's a lot of time under the bar.
Yeah.
So with that being said, you know, prime, I'm past my prime as a football player, but you never reach, there's never a end to your mental prime because the brain is the one muscle that can keep growing, it can keep absorbing, it can keep learning. So your mental growth, your mental prime, it's still ahead. It's way ahead. So, you know, you need to continue to work that muscle the most. And for me, that's where I feel I'm in a different place mentally than I've ever been. Bodybuilding has pushed me more mentally. Yeah, it's harder than football.
Yeah.
You know, the diet, it's the discipline, the restriction. But recently I've found ways, as we talked, you know, off air a little bit earlier, creative ways to enjoy prep food. You know, you just gotta understand what it is and understand and take time and be patient and make it, you know? And so that's kind of, that to me, that's the difference between prime physically, prime mentally. But both are important. And I still feel as if I'm in a really good spot physically.
Yeah, you are, bro. When this guy walked up, I was like, what you eating, steel? But, you know, we did talk about mental, we did talk about physical and the importance of understanding what it means to be in your prime. What about spiritually?
Oh, yeah. You know, God has always been a part, not always been a part of my life, but more so when I got with my wife, you know, when we were 12, you know, she's always been big into faith, her mom, and like, so I started going to church with them, and, you know, it's been, my spiritual commitment hasn't been, and I'm going to phrase this in a way that I think most people can relate. It hadn't seemed as if it's been as committed as me being a football player, me being a father, me being a go-getter and a competitor, and now a bodybuilder. But at the end of the day, I went to a service at Inspire about a month ago, and that message that day resonated so much with me because it doesn't matter how much times you go to the house. It doesn't matter how much you get into your Bible. What matters is your relationship with God. That's all he cares about. So it's like, it's not about trying to prove to others. And this is just not even only about spiritually. To me, there's an issue with people, especially with social media, of trying to prove like their worth or trying to show that they're doing something and want validation from it.
Yeah.
I don't need no validation from anybody. Spiritually, he knows my heart. That's it. You know, relationship-wise, my wife knows my heart. I don't have to prove to anybody how much I care for her, I love her, or my kids. I don't have to prove to anybody, you know, about anything. I don't need validation, you know, and that's, to me, that's a growth mindset. That's where I'm like developing my mental even more. And that all that does for me is lower my stress levels, lower my anxiety, allows me to be happier and knowing that I'm good, like I'm good enough, right? And so Yeah, I mean, but definitely spiritually, I feel like I'm getting a little stronger there as well. You see me rocking the Aloha and Amen brand.
Yes, sir.
Right? Shout out to Pastor Mike, the Inspired Collective over there at Inspired Church, my boy Daniel, and at the crew over there at Merch Labs. I did do an amazing job with branding and everything.
Yeah.
But it's such an amazing brand and something that I feel proud to wear. I think because it's got that aloha, it's got that culture.
Yeah.
We're all about culture. We want to rep that as much as we can. But having a spiritual foundation, to me, is critical, man. It's got to be one of your pillars.
Absolutely.
You know, spiritually, family, ohana, your circle, your goals. It's that balance, man. Life is about balance, and I feel like I'm in a good little balance right now.
You know, I can feel that from you. The confidence that you exude, but also the lightness. And like you were saying about how you are minimalizing your stress with your spiritual, mental, and physical, all kind of forming into this evolved version of Chad.
Yep.
Is what I'm experiencing right now. And it's just, I'm a very intuitive and I'm a feely person. And I do feel that exuding from your body right now. I do want to ask you, since high school, you were used to the fame and identity that comes with being a star ball player. How long did it take for you to find yourself beyond the game?
Mm-hmm. Great question, man. You know, it's something that you do. You know, a lot of people who have addictions don't realize they have addictions. They don't, because it's an endorphin-based thing. It's something that's a high that you just feel and you love. And I'm not saying I was addicted to the limelight, addicted to fame. I was addicted to the spotlight. Not necessarily the spotlight being on me, but the spotlight being there and me rising to that occasion and wanting to be the guy to, I got this. I got this. Give me the ball. Watch.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I got addicted to. And you know, I really enjoy what I enjoyed about being in a spotlight and kind of being that figure or a face of a league or face of a team or a celebrity, if you will. It's just a platform, man. It's a platform where I can now spread that aloha and inspire, you know, whether it's God's word, whether it's past experiences, whether it's motivation, whether it's sitting here on a podcast, sharing my story, being vulnerable. That's, to me, the special privilege that you get when you are a quote unquote celebrity, or that's the way you should look at it, right? Take advantage of that with that mindset. And I think that's kind of, again, my evolvement as a person is I feel like I'm only scratching the surface now. My best version is yet to come. And so there's going to be so much more that I'll be able to offer when I get there. But yeah, it's something that's truly amazing, and I'm thankful that God kept me, for the most part, grounded, man, through it all, with a great wife, family, and a huge part about it, I'm gonna be honest with you, man, is being from Hawaii, growing up here, growing up and remembering my roots, remembering that I grew up in Kalihi Valley with nothing, in a studio, like felt like it was as big as this room, like.
With the wallabies.
With just nothing, bro.
You heard about the wallabies in Kalihi Valley?
No.
Wallabies, like baby kangaroos. There's a colony of over 200 wallabies. Somebody introduced them back in the day, bro. And if you go on YouTube right now and you look at wallabies, there's some that like come out once in a while and they get hit on the road. But there's wallabies like from Australia in Kalihi Valley, bro. And it's in a place that's kind of hard to get to. So it's not like people see them all the time, but they're here right now. So when Filipino one catch one and had him in Waipahu inside on shed.
That's
was
crazy.
On the news. Yeah. Sorry, I thought.
Yeah. Well, hey, bro, I was living the wallaby life for sure, bro. Just unknown, in the tucked away. But you know, it's about coming from humble beginnings, coming from Hawaii, coming around culture, growing up around family, and the importance of that. That, to me, is what kept me grounded, while I was away in the NFL or in Canada, wherever I went to go play. I kept that on me, bro. I wore it on my sleeve. Like, I represented that.
So tell me this, after UH, when you went to Jacksonville and then you went to the Canadian Football League, you're playing professional ball. Did you feel a Kuleana to represent Hawaii, and do you feel like you did a good job doing so?
Well, let me answer the question in two different ways.
Mm-hmm.
First one, when I got to Jacksonville,
mm-hmm.
I think I put too much pressure on myself trying to uphold that Kuleana at such a high standard. Like, I allowed that to pressure myself. And I started to, and it showed. There's other things that happened throughout my early NFL career that spiraled that's why it ended up that way. Me not being successful in the NFL had nothing to do with my talent level. Mm-hmm. It had nothing to do with anything else other than right here, the mental. And so, if I was at the mental place that I am now back then, bro, I'd have had a 10-year NFL career. I'd be sitting nice right now, financially. But that wasn't God's plan for me. God wanted me to continue, not to struggle, but to continue to, I guess, just be challenged and continue to overcome. Like that I guess that was my purpose, man, is to prove that no matter what's thrown your way, you can make it through, you can overcome, and you can still accomplish everything that you want to accomplish and sought out to accomplish. And the path to get there may not be what you envisioned. Right? I saw myself professional athlete, professional football, successful, making a lot of money, retire, have all these things here at the top, right? I went professional football. I went Canadian. Wasn't a whole lot of money. I'm a Hall of Famer. So there's a lot of great accolades, things from football. So I've accomplished everything that I could only dream of as a player, right? Minus the financials. But that doesn't mean I still can't get to the destination that I had envisioned through the whole process. It's just a different way. So that's kind of where, we're at with it, and I'm okay with it. Again, that mindset of growth and understanding what God has prepped me for then is preparing me for what I'm doing now. And I've built the resilience and the strength and the fortitude and the mindset and the drive to be able to now climb this next mountain.
Wow. So, I talked to Logan Ryan, defensive back, ended his career with the San Francisco 49ers. He also has 2 Super Bowl rings. We interviewed him a little while back. He talked about his experience playing alongside Marcus Mariota on the Tennessee Titans. And he said that he had some of the most honorable character that he's ever seen. And it kind of drew Logan to the culture of Hawaii. The NFL is a cutthroat business, bro. And not everyone understands Aloha. Marcus had a lot of Aloha, and Logan said that it was almost, to a fault. I think in certain situations, maybe negotiations, maybe when people try to, use you and whatnot, do you feel like there's such thing as too much Aloha?
As far as one gives, as far as being too nice, I think there can be. Yeah. I think you can get taken advantage of. But with that being said, it's about what's important to you. If I want to uphold my Aloha spirit, and that's going to override and maybe affect me getting a new contract or affect this or affect that, at the end of the day, I have a standard. I have a, something that I want to just keep consistent. And I'm not going to let anyone or any situation change how I am or how I treat people just so I can get what I think or feel as if I deserve. And I think that's what we're saying here, right? I think Marcus held on to that humbleness and, you know, which is amazing. That's good to know. And that takes strength, man. It takes strength to know to do that, because I'm going to tell you, in life, in business, in sports, majority, they see money, they see opportunity, they'll forget about their standards real quick to get that paper, to get that deal, play the game. Okay, yeah, yes man, become a yes man. And that's not bad either. Look, you got to do what you got to do to get what you need and what you feel you deserve for your family. So there's two sides to it. But to answer the question, I don't think there's too much aloha, but I don't like the fact that people take advantage of aloha, because we've already been taking advantage enough, right? We all know the whole, we don't need to dive deep into that, but there's still not enough respect on our name, right? But like I said, we continue to lead with aloha, and whether it's now or later, I think if you remain consistent through it all, you eventually get to your destination.
I love your insight. So you've been celebrated for your highlights, your reels, but what's the one moment in your career that still keeps you awake at night, and why?
You know, I don't have a whole lot of regrets or anything throughout my career. I wish I could do over or redo a lot of things, not necessarily to make it better, but just to experience it again. There's been so many amazing moments, plays, games, energy in the state. Like, just, I'd love to live those moments again.
Like the punt returns, 5 in one season, bro.
I was in a zone my senior year. It was just kind of like, I don't know, bro.
That's unheard of, dude. I mean, like, it's still holding the record to today. It's tied. I guess there's somebody else that got it too.
I think it was Devin Hester.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, I mean, so just to have your name in that same conversation, to me, that's absolutely amazing. I mean, what about the all-purpose yards? That the season where 5,500?
Yeah. I mean, well, are you talking about my CFL season or?
Oh, that's NCAA.
I have an NCAA, UH, but then I also in the Canadian Football League, I broke the single season record.
10,000 something, right?
Well, I went over 10,000 yards in 3 consecutive years total.
Okay, yes.
And then the single season was like, I don't know, it was like what, almost was over 3,000, yeah, babe? And then including playoffs, bro, I was over 4,000 yards in 1 year, including playoffs. So I have the single season all-purpose yards record in the CFL right now. And yeah, I mean, it's a lot, man. There was a lot of mileage, a lot of things, but I put in the preparation in order to do that.
So explain to these people all-purpose yards. That's receiving, running,
rushing, returns.
Okay, damn. So they used you all over. I mean, your special teams,
punt return,
offense,
kick return, rushing, like, you know, getting speed sweeps. Obviously in the receiving game, you know, missed field goals it counts, right? So that's what. It's a lot, man. But I prepared myself in the off seasons to do it, knowing the load that I'd be on. But, you know, I do want to go back to the questions to give you one time, you know. So after my 2010 CFL season, I was a special teams player of the year that year. That was my first year that I actually got to play in Toronto. And then I had an opportunity after that year to work out for the New York Jets. And I crushed the workout. Like, I was at a much better mental spot, more confident than when I got drafted by Jacksonville in 2005. I was like mature, I was ready, I was ready. But that same year, that's when they had the lockout looming. You know, they wasn't sure if the season was going to happen, strike, and like there was a whole bunch of things that were kind of on the fence. And they offered me a contract that day. After the workout, I called my agent. They said, all right, we're going to offer you a contract. But it was like 0 signing bonus money, it was just an opportunity. You know what? We want you here to compete for the return job. We don't know if such and such is going to be back. And at that time, I had 3 kids, young, financially, no stability.
Yeah.
And I made a name for myself in the CFL. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I made an initial impact that year. And so I slept on it. Next day I told my agent, let's do it. Signing with the Jets. I'm back. I'm back in the league. We're gonna do it. And then the Argos call, hey, wait, don't sign anything. Give us another chance to present you with something. And bro, they presented me with an offer that, I think it's a lot of money, but hindsight, it's not. I mean, it's Canadian.
Yeah.
Plus there's conversions, plus there's taxes and then conversion. But it was still a decent amount of money, and it was a contract. 2 or 3 years, 2 years, and it was guaranteed money. It was just like stability.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh. And I ended up going back to Canada instead of taking that opportunity with the Jets. That's the only time and the only thing right now that I could say that I wish I would have took my shot one more time. Because at the end of the day, I mean, I could have always went back to Canada. They would have welcomed me. I would have been back in Toronto. It would have happened.
Yeah.
But would my legacy have changed? Who knows? I ended up going back-to-back 3,000 yards that year, ended up going 3 years in a row. That 2010, 11, and 12, those 3 years, that's pretty much why I became a Hall of Famer, was those 3 years in a row. So if I choose to go to the Jets, but we don't know, right? I go to the Jets.
Yeah.
I make that team. I ball out. I start playing offense. Next thing you know, it's like, my life could be totally different financially, or it could be worse. We don't know. But that's just one of the things that I was like, man, maybe I wish I could have seen what would have happened.
But you don't lose sleep over it, though, huh?
No.
No. What if?
It's just like a thought. It's like, and I barely even think about it anymore. I mean, you ask the question, so it pops back in. But I'm over it.
Well, thank you for sharing that. So you've dabbled in MMA. Ooh. I know you do have a win, right? And are currently bodybuilding, receiving your IBFF pro card last year. What are some things that football, MMA, and professional bodybuilding have in common?
Man, if I can identify one thing, it's commitment, man. You got to commit. Commitment is what it takes to develop, to give yourself a chance to be successful. There's no guarantee in any path you choose that there's success. There's no guarantee. But you have to commit to the process. You have to commit to the vision, regardless if you can actually see you can't see the outcome. You can envision the outcome, and you have to stay on that. But commitment is what it takes. And then naturally, when you commit to something, your work ethic, your desire, your support system around you, if you're fortunate enough, like I was, they'll support your decisions and support the path you go on. But without commitment, you have no chance.
We talked about commitment in the beginning, to God or your faith. Is it difficult to balance commitment with your profession, with your wife, with your kids, with God, and also with yourself?
You know what? No, because commitment, to me, like everything in life, in my opinion, can be developed. Commitment is a choice. It's a decision. Then it can also become a habit. It could be part of you. It could become part of your wiring. It could become part of your DNA. And I've been a committed person as long as I can remember, because commitment and competition and goal setting and that competitive mindset, it's all on that similar line. And I love that. I love the competition. I love the challenge and wanting to figure out a problem or overcome this thing or win this, or, you know, and it takes a full-on all-in commitment level in order to give yourself a chance, give yourself the best chance. So you do that, you commit over and over and over again through all the different things. And whether you win or lose, you build a habit of commitment. And at the end of the day, you can live with yourself knowing, bro, I gave it all I had. Like, and that's got to be good enough.
And it also translates to the other aspects of your life, right? When you're really committed, I would say for some of us, right? I'm super committed to my job. I've been here 21 years. I worked from a busboy, and now I'm the general manager. That commitment has helped me in some of my artistic endeavors, you know, but I still feel I need to be more committed to commitment in a way and build a stronger routine in certain aspects of my life. I did want to ask you about mentorship. Did you have a mentor? Or how important is to have strong men around you?
Well, that's a great question. That's a segue that, you know, so this is crazy. So growing up, you know, I for the most part, I was raised by my mom, single parent. You know, my dad was in and out of the picture. You know, that was just my norm. Then eventually I had a stepfather, you know, but he didn't try to step into the father role. He just he was a support, great support. I had older cousins or a cousin to look up to in sports because he was like the best in the family. So I had that, right?
Yeah.
And then you have other sports icons that you kind of aspire. Oh, wow, Michael Jordan, like that was my, you know, Mike Tyson, you know, all these guys. I mean, there's so many other, you know, like the Bo Jacksons, like all the best guys, all the best athletes that you see, you kind of just naturally, wow, that's awesome. Actors, you know, I was a, you know, Sylvester Stallone, Rambo, Arnold, you know, all the top performers in their respected fields. That's what you saw on TV, right? So naturally you gravitate towards, okay, that's it. Like that's the standard, to be the best, and I want to be like them. I want to be the best. So those types of, not necessarily, I'd call those indirect mentorships. Yep. No one directly took me under their wing and say, I got you, bro. So I had to learn a lot through experience, through trial and error. And again, I'm going to go back to now my spiritual. Man, God just gave me a will and a desire to go after it. And I think being a smaller athlete, being that undersized kid, having that chip on your shoulder, I think that kind of comes naturally for someone that's in that position. You know, you're always looked upon as too small or not good enough. So it's like, oh yeah, watch, let me show you. So it kind of, you build that in you naturally, that grit, that want to, that I'm going to show you. And so again, I'm thankful. I'm thankful for the adversity of being undersized. That's what molded my character. So, yeah, man, commitment is something that I've just gotten used to doing because that's what it took. And then when you commit to something and you get to success, it's like, all right, let's try this again. Let's do it over here now. You get success. Let's commit to it. So you start to see the correlation. It's like, bro, this is what it takes to be successful. Why am I going to change it? You know, I'm going to continue doing that. And you talked about something earlier, committing more. Like there's aspects, right, within the whole commitment game. I mean, let's just be honest. That we can't be 100% in everything we do.
Yeah.
It's almost impossible.
Yeah.
But we can commit to doing our very best at everything we do that we can possibly put in, you know what I mean? Our best effort every time. And I think that's just a standard of excellence that you need to have as a person. You know, you should expect it of yourself, to the controllables. They talk about, hey, control the controllables, man. And your effort is something that's always in your control. I may not feel 100% today, man. I'm not going to be my strongest in the gym. But does that mean that I'm not going to go? No. You going to the gym feeling 80% is still a victory. You're still committed. Just because you're not 100% doing what you do, just because your numbers isn't matching what you did last week or 2 weeks ago, it doesn't mean that that was a failed session. You know what I'm saying? It's still a win.
Yeah.
Your commitment is there. And that's where you separate because, you know, Kobe Bryant talked about it all the time, about the compounding of that, right? He talked about how he would get 3 workouts in before everyone started their first one. So you compound that over time. At the end of a year, at the end of 10 years, the amount of shots, the amount of lifts, the amount of extra work that you put in, you've now separated yourself from everybody, and they just have no chance to catch up. So that commitment of showing up at 50% even is better than you thinking that you got to only be 100%. So I'm telling you, give yourself some grief. Don't feel as if you need to commit more to committing. It's like you're committing. It's just you just don't have 100% or feel 100% every time, and that's normal.
Damn, somebody said something to me like that in the last pod with Val from For My Family brand. Okay, so I feel like we got a really good perspective on some of the attrition that it took for you to get to where you're at. But we're going to switch it up a little bit. We're going to talk about your wife. You know, you're coming soon, but I want to talk to him about you, okay? So let's talk Rena, your wonderful wife. If Rena was
Can I just kind of, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
Go ahead.
Because this is something that I guess everybody just, and she never does it. I always have to be able to come in and correct the pronunciation of her name. Rena. So it's Rena. It's not.
Thank you.
It's not Rena. It's Rena, it's R-E-N-A, but it's pronounced Rena.
Like how it's spelled?
No, well, if you think of Hawaiian, it's A.
Yeah,
I think if it was a R-I, that'd be more like Rena, but it's R-E. But just want to sort of put that out there. But one more thing that you talked about mentorship.
Yes.
Right, the one last thing. So I wanted to segue into that. You know, I'm a life coach. Like a health and fitness coach online. But I'm in the process of developing my life coaching platform. And it's, I can't say it right now, but it's, I got the branding, the name. It's very special, bro. It's going to be big. And I absolutely love it. I'm going to be focused on working with men specifically. Yeah. And yeah, so look, if you're watching, if you're listening, right now I do offer online lifestyle coaching for health and fitness, you know, where I can help you provide for you a diet, a workout plan, supplements, just to get you on track with your health. Because number one, man, you got to be healthy. Yeah. If you're not healthy, if you're not taking care of yourself, it's going to be hard for you to take care of your family and your loved ones. And we're trying to focus on longevity. So just wanted to kind of throw that out there. That's coming. You know, we can talk about that another time, or you'll be seeing it. Yeah. You know, it's going to be here before, you know, sooner than later. But yeah, my beautiful wife, Rena. I love looking forward to pouring out and showing her some love, giving her flowers.
You already doing it, brother. Correcting. So Rena, okay, so let's talk Rena, your wonderful wife. If Rena was a candidate for an award and you had to explain her character to a panel, what would you tell them?
Man, I mean, it's so, that's so broad. She brings so much to the table, but her character is complete polar opposite of me. But she is a competitor inside. She doesn't show it. She doesn't wear it on her sleeve. She's not like me in that. She's reserved. She thinks before she speaks. She's very thoughtful, loving. And yeah, I mean, she is the perfect balance for me Look, if I'm looking at the panel right now, Rena Owens is perfect. I'm just going to say that. I mean, I know there's like, man, there's no such thing as perfect. Well, she is.
Do you feel like you can find the perfect person, or do you feel like you have to see an imperfect person perfectly?
I mean, the perfect person is that to you and for you. It may not be, they may not be the perfect person for someone else. And yeah, everyone's got imperfections. When I say perfect, like, I'm not saying she doesn't have a flaw on her. She doesn't have, it's not that. She is the perfect person for me. She was meant for me. We were meant for each other, soulmates. Like, literally our energy was made to sort of be one. And we were together since we were 12 years old, so it's like, I know there's still those stories out there. It's rare, but, that person your person is out there, and it's hard today though, man. It's hard today.
Hella hard,
in
bro.
social media, the world, just the way things are. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm blessed, man, to have been able to grow up in a time where I grew up, and to have met her in a time when we met, and like where things was in this world. It was meant to be that way. And I'm just happy that, she chose to stick it out, that we chose to stick it out, because it wasn't, I say perfect, it doesn't mean our relationship, our marriage is perfect. That'd be a false statement, right? But, God has answered,
Well,
a lot.
What kind of mother is she?
Oh, she's everyone's favorite auntie. She's, the best mom. Like, she tries to mom everybody. Like, she wants to be, the one that, like, and that's just her heart.
Yeah.
When I say her heart is like, she's overflowing with love. I don't know how she can sort of like give that. It's kind of like, I guess when I say she's the polar opposite of me, but she's like me in the fact that her commitment level to being just loving as a parent, loving as an auntie, loving as a support, loving as a friend, daughter, whatever, like, she's committed to that, like, naturally. She doesn't have to try. It's just what she does, what she is.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, God has definitely blessed her with just a magical heart and ability to provide that comfort. It's like, she gives me motherly like vibes. Like, how you feel when you're on your mom, like, you just kind of like so relaxed.
Yeah.
That's how I feel when I'm around my wife. Like, I don't want to not be around her. So I'll be complaining to her all the time. Like, where are you? Wait, where are you going today? Wait, why? Like, when are you coming home? I'm just like, I want that comfort,
She's comfort. Yeah.
So, and she's that for everybody. Naturally, she's just got that gift. And I'm, again, thankful that God has blessed her with that. But at the same time, bro, she's an athlete. She's competitive. She got skills. Like, she can get down and if she needs to.
She gave you rubs before. Guarantee.
Bro, basketball.
Yeah.
A couple of times you beat me in a horse. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Just being honest.
Never 21. Okay, I got two more questions for you. Then I'm gonna hand it over to Kenji. What is your most important insight about sustaining the role of a good husband and an even better father?
I'm tugging at the heartstrings right here, boy.
Pulling it out, bro.
for me to be a man, we'll just take the word good out. I mean, good, being a good husband. Hey, look, I'm trying to be a great husband. I'm trying to be the best husband.
Yeah.
All right, just like I did in sports. I never try to go anything and try and just be good. I want to try and be the best. But sometimes in order to be the best, it doesn't necessarily mean what you do matters. Mm-hmm. But I think what I've learned over the course of our relationship is I needed to listen more. I needed to be more. What's the quote, babe? It's listen not to respond, or react, or what is it? What is that one? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I've
like when you listen and you hear, it's not for you to respond or react. It's more like take that in, listen to receive. So to be a great husband, number one, I think you need to shut your mouth and just listen and receive. You know, and it's hard to bite your tongue. It's hard to like not respond and give your immediate reaction. Because number one, I'm a competitor.
Yeah.
So I want to like rise above right now. That's been my natural thing. But over time, I've had to learn, bro, that I need to chill out and just, you know what? Shit. I'm not even respond. Just in my head, like, damn, she's right. Like,
well, some men never recognize that.
No,
until they're 80.
It's hard, man. It's hard because it's an ego thing. It's an alpha thing. It's you think it's a man thing that you need to be above the woman, but no, man. Hey, I've learned that like sometimes you're not meant to lead in certain situations, bro. As a man, as a husband, sometimes, bro, you let your wife lead, you know, and you just you stand back and you watch them go to work because that's the right thing to do in that situation.
Yeah.
You know, so I've had to learn to listen more and lead less and sort of respect and kind of change the roles, because the roles in a marriage is something that, like, who created that? Like, man above, like, it doesn't, men are supposed to lead. I say, no, man, we protect. Mm-hmm. We keep our family safe. Like, that's our main job, is to protect and to show them that we can protect, right? But it needs to be a balance of leadership. It's a team. So for us, that's a great example. I think we've become such an amazing team of working together. It's almost like when you're on a basketball team, or I'm going to go basketball because everyone understands their roles, right? Everyone's got different roles to play.
Yeah.
And certain games, against certain opponents, your role can change based on the matchup, based on the situation. So, you know, you have to have that ability as a husband to understand the situation and how to navigate and adjust the roles, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that's the biggest thing. And then as a father, understanding that, man, your kids, they watch your every move, they hear your every word, they see everything. And they number one, when they're younger, they're gonna follow that. They're just gonna mimic and copy. But as they get older, they get smarter. They start to realize, like that don't make sense. You know, that what dad's saying is like, you know, so it's like there's an evolution. You never stop, again, right? You never stop evolving mentally. You never stop evolving as a father. You never stop learning. And again, it's not about, there comes a point where you stop teaching your kids and you start actually learning from them, right? You start listening to them more, as you start to do with your wife. And so that becomes that balance again of like roles changing from here, like stepping back and like getting some perspective from your kids, learning from them. So that to me is what helps you become an even better father, is when you can step away from the disciplinary, like lead my way. You know, although it's still kind of like you still got to implement that.
Yeah.
But now, I'm trying my best to sort of do things a little different. I'm trying to shift the way I father, and almost like, again, it's a team. My kids are older now.
Yeah.
My son's 22, my daughter's 20, my youngest, she's 17. So we have a dynamic of more of a team now, and we can talk like adults. I'm no longer talking to kids.
Yeah.
You got to discipline your kids. You got to set them straight. You got to give them what you feel is the best chance to become successful, right? But at a certain point, you got to sort of like rethink that, hit the update button. You got to change things. You got to change your game plan. And that's kind of where we're at now. Like, so we're shifting. So it's a constant shift, man. It's a constant evolution. Being a husband, being a father, it never ends. Your evolution there never ends as well. So it's definitely the most beautiful blessings that you can have. And I'm just thankful to, have, my wife, who I say is perfect, and my kids, who I think is perfect.
Awesome.
Chad, Ari, Cece, I love you.
Have I met them before? I think you guys only come date nights, huh?
Yeah. We'll bring them in. We'll bring them in one day.
Please.
After my comp season, bro, we'll come to Roy's and celebrate.
You're going to have to get them carbs, bro.
Bro.
You're too lean, brother. Not for the show, though. Okay, my last question. I really wanted to ask you this. It has to do with your children, and this is a good that was a good lead into this question. If I asked each of your 3 children, what is your favorite thing about dad, what do you think their answers would be?
We kind of just touched on this when we talked about the legacy. We created like this legacy T-shirt.
But that was more so than saying what you are, like what describes you.
Oh yeah. But this is more. One more time. So
Okay, so if I asked each of your 3 children, what is your favorite thing about dad? I mean, if they had to describe you with one word, what do you think their answers would be?
I think my son, he would probably say, like, now that he's older, he's a former football player, athlete, so he kind of relates in that. So he would probably leverage and lean into that more. But he would probably just say that he like my drive and determination, like
He understands.
he
that.
understands that. He sees that, like, and he respects it. Like he's proud of that.
Nice.
And then I think Ari, she's probably like, she would, she's like my twin. So I think her would be more of a, they all know my commitment level. They all respect that, my hard work. They all love that. But I think it's like, I think my daughter Ariana feels safe around me. Like, it's like a protection. She's it's like it's a different type of relationship. It's special. It's almost like one of those where her and I, like, we don't have to speak. It's just like we know. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's that kind of bond. It's a little different. And she just has that feeling, I think so. She would just be like, man, my dad is like my everything. Like, I think she looks up to me, and like, it's sad at the same time, because I know she's probably gonna be looking for a man that is exactly like me. That needs to be stronger than her, because she's a beast. You know what I'm saying? Okay. My daughter's a beast. So like, nice. She needs someone that she feels can protect her, and that she's not gonna be doing the legwork. Because right now, like, she's like me in that she can put in the work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But she's got my wife's heart as well. So she's like a good balance.
That's the 20-year-old.
The 20-year-old,
okay.
Yeah. So I hope that answers the question. Mm-hmm. And then Sierra Lynn, my baby, she's very, soft-spoken. She's like a young lady of few words, but I know with her and our relationship it's like, she's my baby. So I'm going to push her. I'm going to want her to, like, level up, and, I'm always going to have that protection as well. But for her, I think it's about the guidance, the example, the love. And she would probably say that you know, I give her that. I give her that, you know, that guidance, the love, the knowledge. I always like trying to encourage her to be her best, regardless of whatever it is, you know. So she has that more of that reserve approach. Yeah, I think that's kind of what she would describe, or she would say about me, that she just appreciative of my guidance.
Thank you, Brother Chad. Okay, that's all for me, man. Kenji, you got a question for her?
Yes, sir. So, Chad, I love hearing you got a life and fitness mentorship program coming up. I'm sure a lot of dudes, you know, are going to be looking forward to that, because as a dude, myself, I respond well to results. And you got a lot of them. You got accolades, right? So there's a talk and a walk. We all seen the steps that you took. So there's a lot of respect there that goes unspoken. I think it's going to be great for you in that chapter. On that note, we hear a lot of people talk about growth mindset, and we touched on that in the beginning. So as someone with the accolades that you have, with the results that you have, the walk, the steps that you've actually taken, I want to hear, it's kind of a 3-part question. First, I like to hear your definition of growth mindset. Follow that up with, what's the biggest enemy to growth mindset? And then finish with, how do you battle that enemy to growth mindset?
Great question. Man, my definition of, you know, true growth mindset, it goes along with like relentless pursuit. Like if you look at my life, my career, I never stopped. I never wanted to stop. I never hang my hat on my previous successes or failures. I'm always looking for the next challenge, the next opportunity, the next whatever, right? Because I believe that there's always more to do, more to accomplish, more to get better at. Like, that's true growth mindset, is knowing that your best is still ahead of you. Never settling, never being comfortable. Like, you want, like, that's what it is. The constant pursuit of your best and believing that it's still ahead of you. Regardless if I'm a Hall of Fame athlete, that's in the past. Like, what am I doing today? What am I looking forward to doing tomorrow? How am I, like, where's the next mountain? So growth mindset is never stop pursuing greatness, your greatness. Not what, and so the next part of that, right, which was what can get in the way of that, is, and it's all right here. It's I talked about believing that your best is ahead of you, right? Always. Self-doubt, and then allowing outside noise, what you see, what you hear, what you think is the norm, what you think is the right thing you should be doing. Those outside noises is going to blur your vision. So you can't have self-doubt. Your self-confidence and your belief needs to be so strong and so developed that you don't even hear the noise. You don't see the blurriness. You don't feel the rain when it's raining. You got to be so driven that in the midst of adversity, you know that this is your time that you're going to be shining the greatest, because you know that through all of life's toughest challenges, you came out on top through that better than what you were before. So it's the belief that's going to help you get through it. And then it's that noise and it's that self-doubt that if you allow it to come in, you'll get distracted. You start making excuses. You start creating false outcomes, right? And that takes away motivation. That keeps you in bed, right? That gets you eating chips at night. That gets you wanting comfort food and crap fuel. You know what I'm saying? So like that's the trickle effect, right? That's the trickle effect, and that's the majority of the people, and it's all here. So, and then the last part is, what was the last one? How to
you kind of said it,
combat it?
Yeah.
It's so at the end of all this, right? Or at the beginning, at the end, to kind of wrap it all in, your foundation needs to be laid on a solid structure. So we must first build our foundation, right? Because if that foundation is soggy, wet, that house gonna slide. It's gonna fall. It's gonna crumble. So we have to identify the foundation first, right? Is it God? Should be one of your pillars that's standing you up, right? Your support, your family, your friends, your circle, and that's kind of like, right? Your self-belief, self-confidence. I mean, there's a few other things we can throw in there, but like, you've got 3 solid pieces that should not be altered, that are gonna be there no matter what. So foundation first, that's solid. Now we can move on to building out the framework. We can get detailed. What kind of lights you want, man? You know what I'm saying? What kind of finishings you want, right? Everyone's gonna build the base house. Everyone can build a base house. But what do you want your house to look like? I don't want a base house. I want what I want. I want what I envision. I want the best. And it takes all these things that I'm talked about in order to achieve your best house. And guess what? In real life, even that never has to stop, because there's always something better. There's always more detail you can add. There's always a different finish you can add to it. There's always something a little more you can add to that house that's going to make it even better. And your body, that's your house. Your mind, your body, your soul, your spirit, that's the house that we constantly build over the course of this lifetime. And at the end of it, you want to make sure that your legacy is one worth owning. And I'll just leave you with that as a little bit of a taste of.
Yeah. That's the cherry on top, brother. Life coach, man. Okay, well, we appreciate that, my friend. Can you tell people where they can find you? Because we're going to move on to Rena shortly. Where can people find you?
Yeah, the best way, man, right now, I mean, is probably Instagram. You know, that's where I'm most active, at Chad Owens 2. That's at Chad Owens, and then the number 2. All my emails, links in the bios to reach out to me for, lifestyle coaching, soon to be life coach, mentorship for men. That's coming, and that's really it, man. It's that's what we do. I'm available to help you, and I want to help you. So, man, I appreciate you, brother. This has been a amazing sort of discussion, to chop it up, to go down memory lane a little bit, but more so to inspire, man, and motivate, and to give people perspective and insight on what I've done, but more so how I did it, what I'm doing, and now where I'm going. So I appreciate you, brother. And I'm definitely going to be going to see you at Roy's when this damn comp season is over, because I want to eat everything on the menu. And I need you to be ready, brother, to come out with everything.
Trust me, brother. You're getting all the rice.
Bro, sushi. I don't even want rice. I just want every other type of carb.
Yeah. I got you.
Nah, everything though. Everything. All the sushi,
Trust
all
me,
the goods.
dog.
Like, all right, so
Our baked brie.
oh,
Stupid.
bro, stop.
Yeah, no, you gonna get it, bro. Come see us.
Okay. All right, bro. Much love, man. Much love.
Thank you. Okay, Rena. So earlier when Chad was getting ready, I was talking to you a little bit, and you said that you don't normally do these types of interviews.
Nope.
So for me, it was something that was very special, and it made me wonder why. Why did you decide to come on Taisei Discovers?
Because my lovely husband encouraged me to do something that I'm scared to do.
Yeah.
So I'm doing it scared right now.
Yeah.
Well, just like the bodybuilding competition.
Yes. So stepped out of my comfort zone because I don't know why, but cameras and microphones just give me a little.
That's okay, because before you know it, you won't even be thinking about it because we're just having a conversation.
Okay.
You know, he just mentioned bodybuilding. And I remember at one point I seen a picture of you and I was like, oh, bro, Chad's wife is swole. You know, so I noticed Chad influences you in a lot of ways, right?
Yeah.
Were you bodybuilding and into fitness before?
Fitness, yes, so just kind of keeping up, keeping strong, but not bodybuilding. That was a totally different path that I told myself I would never do.
Really?
Never, ever.
And you were competing?
And then I competed 3 shows, 2 here and then 1 in the mainland.
Oh, wow. What was that experience like?
Very nerve-wracking, like right now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Because
okay, but
you got to be vulnerable. You got to push yourself to the limits.
Yeah.
You're on a very strict diet. And put yourself out there in a skimpy bikini that's sparkly and you got clear heels. And it was very, very intimidating.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you did it 3
I did,
times,
yeah.
right? So kudos to you. You know, I was going to ask you, you know, the woman behind the man. A lot of people know Chad Owens' name. You say that in any circle, somebody knows who he is, right? The woman behind. What kind of strength does it take to be with somebody that's in the limelight and for so long?
Never really thought about that part. I kind of was just there, not letting anything affect me. Him being out there doing his thing was just a natural for him. I never really, I guess, had that affect me anyway. Yeah.
So you were a natural nurturer, taking care of the children. Daddy's out working, traveling.
Yep.
That in itself, for a lot of people or a lot of women, is very difficult because you're having to wonder what is he doing? And how come he didn't call yet? And the demand of a professional athlete is something that most of us don't know, right?
Right.
And it takes the athlete to communicate with his family about the nature of his occupation. And I can only imagine some of the difficulties that you must have went through, but that does kind of coincide with what Chad was saying about you, about your heart, right? Your willingness to love. And there has to be a lot of acceptance in that too. So you were the primary caregiver in the children's adolescence.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've been a stay-at-home mom for 20 years.
Oh, wow. So when it comes to identity, how would you define yourself?
That's a tough question.
Like a family woman? Do you define yourself as a wife?
Wow. I never really have an identity in what I do because what I do is out of love for everybody.
Maybe you could identify with Elmer's glue because that's
Yeah.
what you are for the family.
True. Okay. I'll take
No,
that.
but I mean, that's a joke. But like more like you kind of are the cohesive, you hold everyone together.
Yep.
And without somebody like you with your type of heart, that's how families break apart.
Yeah.
A lot of the time.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Daddy's out busting his ass trying to do everything he can to provide for you guys. And I'm sure it's hard for him too to
Not be
see
with us
exactly
too. Yeah. Yeah.
that all that time lost with the kids. But I'm sure he's making up for it now. I'm concerned. I'm really concerned with you. So what is the secret to longevity in a committed relationship from your perspective?
Trust. Like you said, communication was key. And Faith, yeah.
Because he did say that since 12 years old, like you always had a strong faith. Your family was based in faith, and I know that that's a big part of your family situation. Okay, so there are many out there, including myself, who want the same for myself, like a long-lasting relationship, committed, going through ups and downs with that one partner. Let's address all the men out there. What kind of men do we need to be to keep a woman like you for 30 years?
Like he mentioned, a leader, provider, and just that safe space that you need. Because sometimes, we break, we fall apart, we have our moments, our days, we're overwhelmed. Just that comfort and strength for us too.
And the protection, yeah?
Yeah, for sure.
If a man can't protect his family, what is he doing? Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so so how does Chad as a husband emotionally support you? Does he?
Emotionally support, yes, he does. In the days that, like today, I was extremely, even the week leading up to here, I was extremely nervous. And, he gives me that confidence and that pep talk, like, it's going to be okay, babe. Like you're talking to somebody else, and it's easy for him. He's done this how many times? For me, this is my very first one. So, just giving me that confidence and reassurance that everything's going to be okay. I guess do it scared and step out of your comfort zone. And so, he kind of talked me into just being cool today.
Yeah. So what I'm seeing is a symbiotic relationship between you and Chad, where you provide this nonstop stream of love and acceptance. And when it comes to these important life moments where he sees would be important for you, he kind of encourages you and pushes you along so that you have your own personal growth in those moments. Because I tell you right now, this interview, this is comfortable, right?
It is.
It's really not as bad as you were thinking it was going to be.
Exactly. It was all in my mind.
Yeah. And hopefully, moving forward, you're a little bit more strong. And next time there's an interview, you're like, okay, well, that last time it wasn't as bad, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And it was because you had the support and the strength of your husband in Chad. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
I love seeing that. That's why, it's like I've one thing that Taisei discovers has kind of been lacking is the feminine energy. I think maybe 80% of the pods have been men. And what I realize is that there's so much importance to having a woman's perspective and a true, genuine perspective on our podcast, because we're speaking to not just men, we're speaking to women, we're speaking to people, we're speaking to children. And like Chad was saying, having a 30-year relationship is not easy.
No.
And it's not what you see on the post on Instagram and in your feed, right?
No.
There's so much more to a long-lasting relationship than pictures, right? Okay, so sometimes I want to ask you this. This is an important question. Sometimes do you feel lost in Chad's shadow?
Not really, because I'm there 24/7. Like I'm his wingman. I'm his everything behind the scenes. So I don't get lost. I'm right there with him every step of the way.
You're more of an accent to Chad, right? Yeah, a compliment to Chad, not in his shadow. Well, I like that you feel that way, because I don't think all women that are married to people that are in the spotlight feel that way. Sometimes you can kind of feel a little
Left out. Yeah, I can see that happening.
A little bit. Okay, so having 3 beautiful children, they're already kind of they're adults already. The 17-year-old about to be an 18-year-old, right? How has your parenting style evolved through this experience?
I had a lot because I was the main parent involved in all their school stuff, their sports, every practice, every game, every tournament. I was the parent to take them to every single field, court, whatever you name it. That's no longer my role. Yeah. I don't have to run around with feeling like I'm a chicken with no head. That's literally how I felt year round. since our son was maybe like 7, played tackle football, and then the girls kind of followed each year, adding more sports and more activities at school, and I was very, very involved. But now I'm just kind of chilling because they drive on their own. They work. The younger one still kind of depends on me a little bit, but I don't feel the pressure to give them everything. They kind of are independent now, which is nice to see.
Well, one day, here in Hawaii, sometimes they stay to 25, 26, 27. But if that doesn't happen and you and Chad become empty nesters, where's the first place you're going to go and why?
Go like
travel? Or what's the first thing you're going to do?
Travel.
Or travel. You travel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Our one destination is Japan.
Okay.
And
for grinding.
Yes. After his competition seasons are over, we can do that, enjoy that. I don't know why, but I always feel like I want to go to Tahiti.
Ooh, okay.
That's one place that I really want to go enjoy and not bring the kids.
Yeah, and you can kind of reignite the spark. Actually, who knows? It's probably still ignited. You can get them body lot out over there. I just pecs just all out. Awesome. Thank you for sharing some of that. That's kind of what I wanted to ask you. Just kind of get a feel for who you are. If you weren't a stay-at-home mother, what do you think you'd be doing for a living if you had to work?
That's a really good question because I never really got to figure that out. As I was a young mom, Chad got drafted when we were 21 or 22, and I had 2 under 2 at that time. So I really didn't even think of, what I want to be. When I was younger, I wanted to be a nurse. And as we kind of moved around and kind of, I guess, get in that nurturing, feel for all my nieces, my nephews, I just feel like maybe like a childcare or just helping little kids. I love to take care of the kids, so maybe something like that.
You are born for that, and the world needs you. People like you, yeah. Is there anything that you've never told Chad that you could tell him right now?
No, I tell him everything.
Oh, that's sweet.
But if I could really think what I never told you.
Or anything, if you just want to address him right now, in a vulnerable moment.
That I'm proud of you. All the hard work that you sacrificed and did for us, I appreciate. Thank you for being strong for us and pushing through all those valleys. Because right now we are living in one of our prayers. And I just want to say I love you.
Thank you, Rena. There's a lot of emotions in this room today. I seen her crying over there earlier when Chad was talking about her. Kenji, you got a question for Rena?
Rena, that response is hard to follow, but just because Chad mentioned that you're his comfort, that word stuck out to me, comfort. And so as half of this relationship that is, 3 decades-ish, right? Mm-hmm. Can you give us partners out there in the world listening, watching, a couple tips on comfort from both sides? What we can do to increase the comfort level that we provide for our partner? What kind of things can we do to introduce into our relationships?
I guess right now, I can say is understand where they're coming from, understand what they're going through, and not know what they want, but kind of figure out what they need in that situation. Because not every time he's going to be 100%, like he mentioned. Sometimes he's at 60 and I have to be that 40 for him, you know, and vice versa. There's some times where I ain't got 30 in me and he has to be that 70, and just kind of balance each other out, feel each other. Other days are going to be better than, than other days. And everything's going to be okay.
When you're on a 10% day, 2%, like, bro, I need you to come in the 98%. Do you just say it?
No.
That's for 30 years, though. You know what I mean? But let's say, what about year 5 when you was at 2%? Like, what would you just, hey, bro, I need you. Come on. Or
well, I'm like 2% is like I'm injured. I just gave birth, kind of thing. You shouldn't already know. Like, I need you right now. In this situation, I cannot move or whatever it is. Even for him, when he got surgeries, he had many surgeries. He couldn't move out of bed. He couldn't even shower or use the bathroom. And I had to be there to walk him to the bathroom, to give him a sponge bath and be that, 98% at that time. And you just have to dig. I didn't wipe him. But, you got to dig deep and find that in you. Like, I can do this. It's going to be okay. He's going to get out of this. And, yeah.
Thank you.
Damn. Well, Rena, sorry.
It's okay.
Got me all twisted up in there. Nah, sorry we don't got a tissue right now, but is there anything else that you'd like to say?
Not really.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm just glad I did this.
Yeah, I'm so glad you did too.
Yeah.
I always say too, if you never have moments in life that make you nervous, your life is boring.
Ooh. Okay.
It's not challenged, you're not living.
Yeah, if you're not challenged, you're not living. So this was a challenge, and you overcame. And I saw why at the last minute. It's like a week before I asked hey, Chad, ask Rena if she like beyond, and I didn't know what you were gonna say.
I actually said no, but he like convinced me, like I said, to like it's gonna be fine. Like, you gotta do something out of your comfort zone. And then he reminded me again the bikini competition. I was like, nope, never.
Addicted to it, loving it, crushing it.
And now I'm taking a break, as you can see. I'm just like enjoying life and trying, being that, I guess, balance for him when he needs me to, when he has those days, or if he's got 6 meals to prep or like to eat, and so just making sure the rice is cooked every day.
And you did taste testers too. I seen you eating his cookie butter thing earlier.
Yeah, that was actually really good.
Well, you know what? If anything, I definitely learned on, the type of relationship I do desire with a woman from seeing the two of you explain your perspectives on your relationship. I just really want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, and Kenji as well, for spending time with us. And I know he's 2.5 weeks out. This is like grind time.
Yeah.
After this, he probably can go back into his next workout. So thank you so much, Rena. Thank you so much, Chad. We appreciate you being a part of Taisei Discovers. The drop is going to be amazing. That's a wrap. Thank you for watching.
Thanks for watching. This channel is just two brothers in Hawaii using our skills and our growing network to unleash our creativity. Because for us, being creative isn't an option, it's our duty. If this video already sparked a thought or feeling, please let us know what that is in the comments. And when you're done watching this video, don't forget to subscribe. We've got incredible conversations coming up next you don't want to miss.